Three, two, one, and we're live. I know I don't make boxing videos that often anymore. I came back for the Eubank because the ass whooping was parliamentary that he did to Ben. So I had to come back and do the review for that. I don't know if I'll drop a review video for this because every time I do, the zone does a false flag on me and it just gets tiresome. Am I letting the zone beat me by not making boxing videos? Potentially, probably, possibly. But at the end of the day, I've just been tired from having to fight the copyright strikes. I always win, but it always makes the videos go down for a few days and it just gets cumbersome, tiresome, exhausting. And it is what it is. Maybe I'll come back. Maybe I won't. I need to get active, but I just haven't been feeling like it. But I digress. Fatal Fury, City of Wolves. We got Tio, Barboza, Haney, Ramirez, Garcia, Romero. Who wins these fights? Who has the hardest fight? In my opinion, the guy that has the hardest fight is Teofimo Lopez by far. Him beating Barboza is going to be way harder stylistically than the other two fights because the other two fights are designed for both fighters to look good. I think Devin has by far the easiest fight of the night. I just think Ramirez is way past his better days. He got completely outclassed by Barboza the fight before, and it kind of is like reminiscent, reminding me of when he fought Regis. Like we watched Zorilla beat Regis get a robbery victory, and then Haney jumped on him immediately. Same thing here. Ramirez lost his fight, looked bad, and Haney's jumping on him immediately. Now, I don't know if Haney's a 140-pound fighter. I don't know if he's a 147-pound fighter because from my understanding, this fight is at 144. So it's in the middle. So I'm not going to say he's a 147-pound welterweight, and I'm not going to say he's a junior welterweight or a super lightweight. I don't know where he's going to fight. I guess time will tell with how successful he is in this fight. I would venture to say that if he fights Ryan Garcia, we'll see what Garcia comes in on the scale at welterweight. But I would venture to say that if they don't fight at 144 again, it'll probably be at 147 just because Ryan's not going to want to cut down to 140. But if that fight does not happen due to Rolly beating Ryan or Ramirez beating Devin, then I think Devin stays at 140 and Ryan stays at 147. That's just how I see it. But like I said, the easiest fight of the night is by far Devin Haney. This fight is designed to make him look good, just like the Regis fight was designed to make him look good stylistically. As long as he's the same fighter that he once was, he should win. Not because he's a better fighter than Ramirez, but because Ramirez is aged, he's weathered, and it's showing. It showed already in his last defeat. Now, you could give Haney the benefit of the doubt and say, you know what? He lost his last fight, even though he didn't. The whole world seen him lose, even though they didn't. So he needs a tune-up fight. And they're looking at Ramirez like a tune-up fight. And that's the argument you want to go with, then yeah. I say Ramirez makes for a good tune-up fight, but in my opinion, that's exactly what it is. It's a tune-up. It's a tune-up because he's seen his better days. Ramirez, that is. And it's nothing more than that, nothing less than that. It's just a tune-up. As far as Rolly and Ryan goes, I mean, Ryan's been super inactive. It's a fight that he should win. It's a fight that he should be able to knock out Rolly in. Rolly looks locked in, looks focused. And, you know, a lot of people have made a lot about Rolly beating up, starching Ryan Garcia in sparring. I always say sparring doesn't mean shit. But at the same time, I mean, we saw when the mini Mike Tyson fought Franchon Cruz, she couldn't let her hands go. Sometimes when you get beat up constantly in sparring by a fighter, it could have mental damage on you and you don't let your hands go. So it's yet to be seen how Ryan reacts to Rolly when they fight for real. Will he be as confident? Will he let his left hook go? Or will he be more coy and hesitant, being that he was beat up so bad in sparring? I don't know. But it's a fight where Ryan should knock out Rolly. But I will say this. You can never count out somebody with dum-dum strength. And you can never count out somebody with dum-dum strength going against a guy who can be hit because he doesn't have the best of defense at times. He doesn't always fight behind the jab. See, a lot of times he wings that left hook. That's how he got caught by Tank twice. Once to the face, once to the body, by just winging his shots out there. So when you throw reckless, it leaves you open for counters. And if Rolly could catch him with a counter, Rolly could hurt Ryan, especially with Rolly coming in at a weight that I think he should have always been at, 147. So he's going to be way stronger, way more comfortable at the weight. Now, like I said, this is a fight that Ryan should win if Ryan touches him. I don't know what's going on with the count. I done seen the number fluctuate. It goes up, hits zero, it's going up, and then immediately hitting zero. So that tells me that I'm probably still shadow banned, which is crazy how YouTube does it. I need to find out if they this is a sidebar, a tangent. I need to find out if they passed that rule that YouTube has to reveal to you if you've been shadow banned or you could sue the fuck out of them. Because if that be the case, we need to get busy with this. Because it don't make no sense how my viewer count goes up, spikes, and then it goes immediately to zero right after it spikes, which tells me people are watching, but they don't want it to be reflective. Whenever I drop videos, I can see 2,000 views in my manager, but then I look, and I've shown videos of this before with pictures. Then you look over on YouTube and it says 20. Well, how the hell I'm seeing 2,000, but YouTube's only reflecting 20? It's because they're trying to keep you down on the algorithm. It's crazy. Just like right there, somebody popped in, popped out. Just as quick as they popped in, they popped out. Shadow ban is real. But I digress. Back to the boxing talk for those who catch this on the replay. Look, at the end of the day, like I was saying before I went on the tangent, Ryan should easily dispose of Rolly Romero. Rolly has already shown that he can get knocked out. He's been knocked out twice. So if you're a knockout artist like Ryan is, you should be able to line him up and hit that left hook and put him to sleep. Shouldn't be that hard of a fight. But again, sparring. Did it do mental damage? I don't know. Ryan seems relaxed. We're going to get into the PED allegations in a moment. But now we're going to go down to the Teofimo Lopez fight. This by far, Teo by far, has the hardest opponent. And I mean that because Teo's the only one fighting a fighter who's undefeated, a fighter who's beat good competition. In my opinion, nobody should be a champion at 140 pounds. Not one person. None of them. It should have been Catterall because he beat Taylor. He beat him before Teo, and he was robbed. And then, Taylor got scared to fight him and kept pulling out, scared, and then got whooped in the rematch. So at the end of the day, Arnold Barboza just had the best win, in my opinion, at 140 whenever he beat Catterall. And he beat him. It was a close fight, but he beat him. Truth be told, he's the undisputed underground king of the division. And that's just how I see it, because he beat the man who really beat the man, even though that man was robbed. So the momentum, in my opinion, is really on Arnold Barboza's side. On top of that, Barboza will fight off the back foot. And Teo has proven time and time again, he can't fight going forward. So if Arnold fights smart, doesn't try to knock out Teo because he doesn't have a lot of power. If it comes out to a slugfest, we know Teo's going to win because Teo can start you. Arnold can't. He don't have that type of pop. He's got to box and box smart. And if he does, it's going to be very difficult for Teo to beat him because, again, Teo coming forward, he doesn't know how to counterpunch. He doesn't know how to set up them shots. And Arnold Barboza can expose that and circle him and make it a very long night for Teo. It might be a boring fight, but a long night for Teo. So I think Teo really has his work cut out. He could surprise me. He could come out there, catch Arnold early with a counterpunch, put him away, but I doubt it. I really see this fight going to the scorecards, and the thing that's going to define the fight is how successful can Teo be moving forward. The only thing I'm hoping for Barboza is Teo hasn't got him riled up and he doesn't fight out of character, because if he does, then he'll do what Teo wants and he'll go towards Teo to beat him up, and Teo will hit him with a counterpunch and sit him on his pockets, because I believe Teo could do it. However, if Barboza fights smart, I just find it hard to see Teo beating him. I find it very hard to see Teofimo Lopez being able to beat Arnold Barboza. It's a stylistic nightmare for a guy who can't fight going forward. And Barboza's a very good counterpuncher too, and he can do it on the move. He doesn't have to plant his feet like T.O. He doesn't have to sit still like T.O. He doesn't have to walk you into something like T.O. He can hit you on the fly. And that's going to be the issue. So hopefully T.O. has been working on chasing the chicken and he can catch it, because if he can't, it's going to be a long night for him. Any purist boxer is going to cause T.O. problems, a lot of problems. And Barboza is a purist boxer. So again, hardest fight of the night is for Teofimo Lopez against Arnold Barboza. And you got to think, Barboza has something to prove. Like T.O. was chasing Lomachenko for years, Barboza has been chasing T.O. for years. Barboza has been calling out T.O.'s name, to my recollection, for at least 4, maybe 5 years. He's been wanting to fight him, calling him out every chance that he gets. And I always felt like Bob Arum was trying to keep T.O. away from Barboza, but I think everybody's just sick of T.O. The dude is so cringe. He says dumb shit all the time, to where I think Bob's just like, I want somebody to beat you. I really think Bob will be happy if T.O. loses. And that's just how I feel. Because T.O. is just, his stock is plummeted by just dumb shit that he constantly says and dumb shit that he constantly does. He's horrible to listen to. Nails on a chalkboard. And everything he does just seems so fake. It seems like he acts it before he actually does it. Like in his mind, he's planned out exactly what he wants to say, exactly what he wants to do. And then he just does the act at the conferences, and it just comes off lame and unnatural and pre-planned, almost like he's reading off a teleprompter. That's how he feels to me. And I don't know, like, I find this a hard fight for him to win. Again, it's really going to be contingent on what Arnold does, but mark my words, if Arnold fights on the back foot, he'll beat T.O. on points. He'll beat him on points, because T.O. won't be able to cut off the ring. T.O. won't be able to land on him. T.O. won't be able to hit him with nothing clean. T.O. won't be able to cut off the ring. It's just T.O. can't do it. And to those listening, I know y'all are listening. I know y'all are watching, because I've seen the numbers go up. If you disagree, let me know in the chat. Tell me how you feel. Am I wrong? Am I right? In fact, I want to take a moment and see something. I want to see if we are on the algorithm. Let's type in boxing. Let's type in filter live. And I want to scroll on down just to see if I am on the algorithm. Because right now I'm not seeing my name. Hold on one second, guys. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. We're scrolling. My name is nowhere on the Boxing Talk. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in Fatal Fury and see if I come up. Fatal Fury, because this is how, help if I spelled it right. This is how YouTube does people. So I should be the only one live with this title. And guess what? Not here, not here, not there. Nowhere on the search list am I there. Nowhere. And I'm the only one with his name. So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to hop over to YouTube real fast. We'll go here, my channel. We're going to edit the title. Let me mute the mic so it doesn't echo. Hold on one second, guys. All right. Now I'm going to edit the video. We're going to edit the title. Live boxing panel. Boom. We're going to save that so people know that they can hop on. Actually, I want to say podcast. Fuck panel. Podcast. Let's sound like we do YouTube. All right, boom. To those joining me, I've been going on and on about this Fatal Fury, New York City, live in Times Square, although nobody's invited, which makes no sense. Is it a free fight? Is it a paid for fight? Who knows? But nobody can even show up to the fight, which makes no sense. I don't understand. You rent out all of Times Square and then you don't let no fans in. I do like what Tio said at the press conference. Everybody show up, force them to let you in, because this don't make no sense. Well, we just letting movie actors in. We just letting music singers in, athletes in. That's wild. That's crazy. This is where, like, Turkey, he ain't trying to make no money. He ain't trying to make his money back, because how you going to make money with no ticket sales? We know, even though it's 3 great fights, this ain't going to sell good on pay-per-view. For one, not a lot of people have the zone. For 2, not a lot of people want to deal with the zone. For 3, the zone is always raising their prices. For 4, the zone shows no loyalty to the people who have been with him from day one. For 5, I just don't like this zone, so fuck them. I'm gonna be honest. So I got a feeling this is not going to do great pay-per-view numbers. They can inflate it, they can lie, but I really don't believe a lot of people are going to buy this. I wonder how much the fight is. That's another thing. How much are they charging for this? Let's see. Fatal Fury, City of Wolves. Boxing. Pay-per-view. I don't see the price. Is this not a pay-per-view? It's got to be a pay-per-view. Let's do Garcia versus Rolly fight price. I'm curious to see how much they're charging for this. $60. Yeah, they ain't gonna get no buys. They ain't gonna get no buys. I'm telling you, I got a feeling that this shit's gonna flop. I say 200,000 to 300,000 max, and then they're gonna have no concessions, no revenue from gate. Don't make no sense. I need some of my people to show up so I can put some more people on the panel so I can sit back, eat food. I know YouTube's not pushing me right now because whenever I search the exact title of this, it doesn't even show. It doesn't even reflect as if I'm live. I typed in my name in the search and it didn't even show me live, which is wild. It's real wild. Let's see here. But, it's to be expected, I guess. YouTube on bullshit. I never drop videos anymore. My bad, guys. I'm just scrolling. I went on a rant for the last 15 minutes talking about these fights. And now I'm just really trying to see if we're here. If not, I'll go back into the fights in just one moment, start talking about them again. Oh, we finally made it. We finally made it. We're at the very bottom. You can go no lower than where I am when you type in boxing. Yeah, that's what's up. Anyways, I digress. Back to the point. So, keys to victories. Let's put this in a banner. Let's put it in a banner. Create a banner. We're going to title this Keys to Victories. What's crazy to me, now I will say this, like I said, Tio is cringe as hell, but how the hell is he the opener to 2 non-champions? Like, Tio has been so disrespected and he don't even realize it. You have been disrespected to the max. You're the undercard to 2 non-champions, the undercard, while you're a reigning champion, a defending champion, and you're on the undercard. You're not even a co-main. You're the co-main. Damn, you the Coco main. That's crazy, T.O. How'd you let Turkey do that to you? How? You should be the main event. But I digress. Here's the keys to the victory. Arnold Barboza, as I was saying earlier, you have to play keeper weight. You have to work behind your jab, hit T.O. with your straight when he's leaping in because he can't cut off the ring, so he over exaggerates his movements coming forward, and you got to keep him off balance. You need your endurance in top peak condition so you can play keeper weight all night long. What you cannot afford to do is step in and brawl with him. You got into exchanges with Catterall in your last fight. You cannot do that in this fight. You cannot afford to step into one of T.O.'s counter punches. I understand that you think you're tough, you think you're the baddest dude out there, but if you step into one of T.O.'s counter punches, he can hurt you. And when he hurts you, he comes at you. T.O. has got very good instincts when he hurts a fighter. So you got to be very cautious in the pocket. You need to spend as little time as possible. And if he gets you stuck in the pocket, you need to clinch immediately. Clinch so much you get warnings from the referee because you don't have the firepower to punch with him. You just don't. And if you think you do, you're fooling yourself and you're setting yourself up for a loss. Till, what you got to do is get in this dude's head like you've been doing. The slap was great. You got to get him out of his character. You got to piss him off. You got to talk shit to him in the ring. You got to make this man move forward. In fact, if he backs up, you back up. If he doesn't come forward, you don't come forward. You stalemate him. You stand there and you look at him. You make him come to you. You're the champion. What do they always say? To get the belt, you got to beat the champion. Make him beat you. Don't play into his game. Don't follow him around the ring. If you see that you don't have faster feet and you can't cut off the ring, which I don't think you can, don't follow, don't chase. When he backs up, you back up. Wave your hands at him. Stand in the center of the ring and look to the crowd to force him to exchange with you. Make it look like he doesn't want to fight. When he disengages, you disengage. Do not chase him. If you chase him, you will lose. He will outpoint you. If you force him into the pocket, you can beat him. And that's what you need to do. Play to the crowd, play to him. Talk shit when he walks away. Stand your ground in the center of the ring, but do not chase. Do not continually go towards him as he's backing up. Make him fight you. Make him take your title from you. Do what you do best. When you make him come in, make him pay. Make him pay. That's how you beat him. When you hurt him, you finish him. You don't let him off the hook. When he's wobbled, that's when you chase him. When he's stunned, that's when you jump on him. But when he's coherent and he's all there into the fight, you let him do whatever he does. And you play to the crowd like he doesn't want to be there. He'll come at you. He'll be forced to. Because if he doesn't, he'll lose by default being a challenger. That's your keys to victory. What's going on, Jay Will? Hey, man, let me tell you something, Jay Will. My numbers were all the way up to like 22, and then it went to 0. Then it went to 15. Then it went to 0. Then it went to 2. Then it went to 0. Then it went to 1. Then it went to 0. Then it went to 15. Then it went to 0. Then it went to 30. Then it went to 0. Every time I give yours, it by default drops to 0. Why? Because I've been shadow banned. But it's okay because we're going to keep it rocking. But those are my keys to victory for Barboza, how he should win, and how T.O. should win. Like I said, that is the hardest fight of the night. T.O. by far has the most challenging fight, and it should be the main event. It should be the main event. I don't understand how you let two non-champions main and co-main before you. You should not be the Coco. You should not be the nose powder to two non-champions. It doesn't make any sense. You're the number one guy at 140. You're the man to beat. And you're opening? It don't make no sense. Yeah, I'll be over there on 2 cents. You know, they agree with me on everything, but when it comes to Tank, they say I'm capping. When I don't talk about Tank and we talk about other fighters, they're like, oh, you're finally making sense. We'll get into that. Right now, I'm just covering this card. So the next fight up outside of that is going to be Devin Haney versus Ramirez. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Unless Devin is shell shocked, unless Devin has nightmares, unless Devin gets the sweats when he steps into the ring, I know I have not seen the trailer regulator. I don't see any way Ramirez can beat him. I really don't see any way Ramirez can beat him because you have to understand something. Barboza just beat him, and he beat him bad. He outclassed him bad. Ramirez looked old, like grandpa old, like on a cane old. He looked sluggish. He looked slow. So, again, I will bring up what I said earlier when I opened. This fight to me is so reminiscent of when Devin picked Regis. Regis looked old. He looked slow. It looked like Father Time caught up when he fought Zorilla, and that's why they jumped on him immediately. I feel no different about this fight. Ramirez looked old. And the thing about it is this. Devin Haney doesn't have a lot of power, but neither does Barboza. And Barboza easily kept Ramirez on the end of his punches. So if Barboza can do that, Devin can do that. Keys to victory for Ramirez, if you can, if you still have it in you, you high guard and you walk through this dude because he doesn't have a lot of firepower. You roughhouse him. You throw him into the corner. You push him against the ropes. You lean on him, put your forehead into his chest, and you beat on his body. You roughhouse him. When he gets you in the clinch, you get one hand free and you hit him. And you don't stop hitting him till the referee separates you. I don't care if you hit him on the side or the back of the head. Get a warning. I don't care if you hit him on the side or the back of the back. Get a warning. You roughhouse this dude every time. Focus on his body. Slow down them legs. Then work the head. But you have got to walk through them bunny paws. He's going to hit you way more than you can hit him because you're old. He's young. His hands are way faster. So you have got to high guard and maneuver your way through. I'm not saying be a punching bag and just come in a straight line. Use your movement, lateral, weave, bob, but you have got to go forward. You have got to walk through those soft bunny paws. If you can do that, if you can roughhouse him, if he's not stronger than you, then you can beat him. When you start hitting him a lot, then the demons come in. Then Devin has flashbacks of Ryan hitting him with that left hook. If I was you, Ramirez, I would use that left hook on him. I would bring them fears, them nightmares of being on the canvas 5 times, even though 3 only counted. I would bring up them nightmares. Hit him with that left every time you have him in close proximity. But you have to roughhouse him. You cannot allow this dude to just dance around you. You cannot try to box with him because Barboza already proved you're not going to win on the outside. That's the only way you can win. Devin Haney, this is an easy fight for you. Very easy fight. Your keys to victory is jab the fuck out this dude and move. Jab him and move. When he puts up that high guard, hit him in them old-ass ribs. Hit him in that old-ass belly. He's old. He's going to get tired faster than you. Stay away. Stay away. Stay away. I'm going to keep saying it. Stay away. Do not do what you try to do against Ryan and trade in the pocket. Do not step to him and let combos go. If you do, pop shot him. Bow, bow. Throw the 1, the 2. Get back. Come back in. Bow, bow. The 1, the 2. Get back. It could be to the head. It could be to the body. But you do not want to let 3, 4, 5, 6 combos go so this old motherfucker can sit down and sit you down. So, again, stay on the back foot. Slow him down. Shots to the body. And then in the latter half of the fight, if he is slowed down, if he is sluggish, if he is easier to hit, then you sit down on your punches. Then you go to work. But even then, be careful. Be safe. Keep your hands up. Bring your jab back to your motherfucking chin, unlike you did with Ryan. Do not dip that thing down like you like to. Devin has a tendency when he jabs, he lets a hand drop all the way down to his waist as he recoils. No, you need to recoil your straight punches in a straight line. To his chin, back to your chin. To his chin, back to your chin. You cannot allow that motherfucker to catch you early. As it goes on later and later, it'll be easier and easier. And like I said, Barboza already showed it. This fight right here, unless Devin is just broken like Humpty, I think this should be the easiest fight of the night. I think Devin has the easiest fight of the night. Now, we're going to go to the main event. Keys to victory. Rolly, just do what you do. Go in there, look at Ryan and go, nah, 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 nah. Just throw those bombs like you do. Make him feel like he was a little kid again. If he ties you up, sling that motherfucker. Get a warning. Show him he a little boy, you a grown man. But most of all, nah, nah, use your dum-dum strength. You have got to use it. I'm talking about when you throw them punches, be drooling all over your chin. Just nah, nah. Y'all know that's the sound he makes when he throws. You have got to hit him and hurt him. Now, Rolly, most importantly, keep your right hand to your cheek at all times. Keep your right hand to your cheek at all times. I want to see something. Hold on one second. That's all I can say with Rolly, right? Keep your right hand to your cheek. That's it. Ryan is kind of like Deontay Wilder. He's a one-trick pony, except he boxes better than Deontay Wilder. But he's a one-trick pony. Keep that right. In fact, when you go to the corner, fuck the Vaseline. In that Vaseline, you need to sneak super glue in there. Just super glue. They don't think it's Vaseline, but it's Elmer's, okay? You put that shit on the inside where the inside of your mid is, and then you put it on your cheek so it's glued to your face. And you just punch with one arm. That's all you got to do. Use your left. Use your jab. Left hook him. But by all means, with you, how you been knocked out, you got to keep that right hand glued to your chin. Do not let it off your chin when you are close enough for this motherfucker to left hook you. Now, if you got range and you want to throw it straight to where he can't hit you with the left hook, go for it. But anytime you get in the pocket with Ryan, keep your right hand glued to your right cheek, and you will be all right. Take it away. Take it away. Take it away from him. Now, Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia. This should be an easy-ass fight for you. What I don't want to see from you, Ryan, is that broken shell. I don't even know what to call it. Where you turn your whole back and you look like you're in prison ready to drop the soap. Don't do that. Do not turn your whole back. Rolly, if he does that, punch him right in the spine. You know, in boxing, it's illegal to hit somebody from behind, but if they give you their back, you can hit them. You can hit them. Look, man, do not do that broken shell. Do not do that broken shell, because eventually somebody's going to get wise enough and they're just going to punch you in the spine or in the back of your head. Because if you give them your back, if you turn into a punch that's being thrown, it's legal. An illegal punch can very quickly become legal. So, leave that broken shell alone. You're not Floyd. You're not James. I don't know who you are, but you're not from Philly. You're from Cali, okay? Stick to the California road, but leave the shells alone. I digress. Ryan, you know what you got to do. All you got to do is let Rolly get wild like Rolly does. When he starts at you, just take a quick back step and boop, hit him with that left hook and put him down. Because if you catch him with that left hook, he's going down. He ain't going to be able to eat him. We already seen Rolly get stopped twice now. So you could do it. It's not a hard. Let me do this real fast. If anybody wants to jump on the panel. I forgot to do this. It's been so long since I've gone live. It's been so long. So long. Boom. All right, there's that. So, anyways, I digress. Back to what I was saying. Ryan, the key to victory is just run this motherfucker into your right hand. It's what you always do. It's your bread and butter. If it's not broken, don't fix it. Once you put him on the canvas, don't get sloppy like you did against Tank. You got very sloppy when you hurt Tank and it cost you. You got dropped. You got dropped. So you have got to be more defensively sound. You need to be tighter with your shots because Rolly does have enough power to hurt you. Rolly does have enough power to stun you. Rolly does have a big punch. He's not the best of boxers, but a motherfucker can sting and he can pop. So don't get reckless, especially when you get him hurt. Learn from Anthony Joshua whenever he fought Ruiz in the first fight. Learn from when you lost the Tank. Learn, okay? Learn. Tight defense, step back, run him into your left hook as he's coming across the plane, winging at you. And it'll be an easy fight. So now that I done keys to victory, said who I have easiest fights, now here's what we got to do. We got to say who's going to win these fights. So I could start off the night very wrong. Very wrong. I could. But hey, it's boxing. And you never know how these boxers are going to actually fight. Do they fight like you know they can and should? Or do they let emotions take control and try to do something they're not capable of? Well, this is how I see it. For their opening fight, the only champion on the card, opening, makes no sense. Teofimo Lopez, I got you losing. I got Arnold Barboza by points. 12-round decision, outboxing him, making Teo swing for the fences, making him miss, strike out time after time after time. Arnold Barboza, all you got to do, work around the jab. Stay away. Don't go at him. If he doesn't come at you, you don't go at him. I know I said in the keys to victory, Teo make him fight you, but don't fight him. Just pop him with a jab and back up. Just do enough to win the round if he doesn't engage. If Teo makes you engage, jab to the belly, back up. Jab to the face, back up. Do not engage with Teo. I got Barboza by points. 12-round decision. I think the scorecards will be close just because Teo's in New York and they're not going to want to make him look bad. But I got Barboza edging it when really it should have been a much wider margin. Devin Haney versus Ramirez. This, to me, is the hardest fight to say a prediction on because you don't know what's left with Devin. However, I know what's left in Ramirez, and it ain't much. It ain't much at all. So I got Devin punishing Ramirez. And I think, I'm going to make a bold claim here, but I think if Devin fights smart, he can stop Ramirez in between the 10th to 12th round. I think he can tire him out, and I think he can pile on the ass whooping. And I think if Devin gets him tired, he's got something to prove. He's got something to prove. He took 2 losses back-to-back, even though they don't exist. One to Ryan, which doesn't exist, and one to a dude at the fair who was fat eating fucking cotton candy or some shit. Like Buddy ate punches from his whole crew and was still standing. So you lost to a fat dude with cotton candy, doesn't exist, and you lost to Ryan, which doesn't exist. So I think Devin has something to prove to everybody in this fight. I think he'll get Ramirez tired, and I'm looking for a Devin Haney stoppage in between the 10th to 12th round if he's still who he was before. Now, the main event, Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero. Who wins this fight? This, to me, is the hardest one, believe it or not, to say who wins. It's truly, for me, the hardest one to say who wins. Because I know Rolly, when he starts going, nah, 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 and catches you, he can hurt you. And I know Ryan doesn't have the best of defenses. And I know Ryan can get very sloppy, especially if he hurts you. So what I'm looking at is a guy who's been knocked out twice and a guy who's been knocked out once to the body. A guy who's got dumb strength against a guy who's got an amazing left hook. But at the end of the day, I'm going to have to say Ryan Garcia is just too many levels at this point above Rolly. And I think Ryan is going to knock out Rolly. However, I will say this: if Ryan loses, he loses by getting stopped. This fight does not go to decision. One of these dudes is getting knocked out. I just think Rolly is the one that's going to get knocked out because I've seen Rolly put out by Tank, beat up by Barroso's. Sounds like a One Punch Man character. But I seen Barroso's beat him up, and Tony Weeks had to save him. And we all know Pitbull don't stop nobody, and he stopped him. So if Ryan doesn't get reckless and give Rolly the only chance that he's got, one shot to catch him and hurt him, then it should be a knockout by Ryan Garcia. I think it goes somewhere in between 5 to 8 rounds. Ryan Garcia by knockout. So to recap, I've got Barboza by decision. I've got Devin Haney by 10th to 12th round stoppage. And I got Ryan Garcia in between the 5th to 7th round stoppage. That's my predictions. Those are my breakdowns. Those are my keys to victory. And I'm still going to say, Tio, what the fuck are you doing being the Coco main event? Don't make no sense. You're a champion. They're not. Why the fuck are you opening? New York's your backyard. Crazy. Diabolical how they did you. What's going on, AJ?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
Ah, sorry, bad connection, and I'm driving right now. I'm on my way to work. Been a minute, man. How you been?
It's been good, man. Time's hard for you, AJ?
Say again?
I said, time's hard for you?
A little bit. You know what I'm saying? Life be lifing.
I mean, it's 1 a.m. You escorting, going to an old lady right now?
Nah, I wish.
I'm just fucking with you.
No,
So how
but
you see these fights going?
pretty much no different than you just said. To be honest, all my predictions are pretty much the same. I got Ryan knocking out Rolly by a highlight reel knockout, pretty much. They're just gonna make the highlight reels for sure. Um, I had Devin winning. Actually, I don't have him stopping Jose Ramirez. I got him winning on points, but I think that might be a tough fight. It could be a potential banana skin. Because we, like you said, we don't know where Devin's headspace is at right now. But hopefully this year off has given them time to, kind of somewhat mentally recuperate. But I got Devin on points against Ramirez, and I got Arnold beating Tio on points too. I got him on decision. I got Tio losing that one.
All right, what's going on, Hoblo?
What's up, Tony? How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. And
Can you
yourself?
hear me?
What's that?
Oh man, always doing good. I'm sorry, always doing good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I thought you
Hang
said,
on,
do
let
you
me chime
remember
out and
me?
chime back in.
I can hear you.
No. I said I'm always doing good.
Yeah, that's good. How you see these fights going?
Hold on, I can waste my breath. Can you hear me? Can
Yeah, we
you
can hear
hear
you.
me, Tony?
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
okay. So, all right. Well, kind of feel like Ramirez. I lost faith in him when he didn't bring it to Josh Taylor in that fucking unification fight, bro. Ramirez had a lot of skill, and I had faith in him, but he just doesn't have that dog in him, bro. Like he lays down. So I gotta figure Devin Haney has a lot of fucking will, and he'll win that fight. I wouldn't say he'll win by knockout because the Devin Haney. When was the last time Devin Haney knocked anybody out? Years ago, right?
Yeah, but I mean, he's fighting an old man.
But Ramirez does have a chin. I mean, I don't think Haney's gonna fucking. Maybe he'll stop him, but he won't knock him out. I pick Haney in that fight. I like Haney. He's he's a determined person, and he has a lot of true grit and you know, regardless of what anybody says about him, like the kid is, you know, he keeps his head on the right shoulders. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't fuck around. He's not like a, you know, like a what you call it, like a tank. You find him fucking getting shot up at the club. You know what I'm saying? So then you've got Tiafimo. My concern. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure because you're not saying shit, motherfucker. Usually you're arguing with me.
I'm listening.
All right. All right. Tiafimo, um, he tends to fight down to his competition level. You know, that's what I don't like about him. When he gets in a big fight against someone really good, he usually shows up and does a great, you know, performance. Is this guy Barbosa, you know, gonna inspire him to come in with his best shit? I don't know, bro. But I think if Tio comes in with his best qualities and his best athleticism, the guy has a lot of athleticism. He reminds me of like a, you know, not a direct comparison, but like a Roy Jones type athletic type fighter. You know what I'm saying? He's very quick. He has tons of strength and talent up the ass. So yeah, I think he should win. So I'm going Tio there. I pick Ryan tentatively over fucking Rolly, although I don't trust Ryan because you know Ryan lives out here where I live, bro, and you know we see him partying around and doing all kinds of shit that I don't want to say, bro. I like to see Rolly beat his ass, bro. So those are my thoughts on that.
Well, this is what I'll say about Ramirez. In my opinion, he got a gifted decision against Victor Postol before he even got in there with Josh. So
Right,
I thought he lost that fight. And Victor Postol is a good boxer. And then I don't know if you saw the Barboza Ramirez fight, but Ramirez looked old. I know he's only like 31, 32 years old, but you know, everybody ages different. Some people get old earlier than others. You have
right,
fighters like Bud that can fight probably till they're 40. Then you have other dudes who look like grandpas by the time they're in their early 30s.
right.
Ramirez to me looked horrible in his last fight. Like there was nothing he could do against Barboza. He just looked sluggish, slow, and just couldn't get to him. And
To
I
me,
just don't.
ever since he lost to fucking Taylor, he's been, you know, in limbo. You know how sometimes when a fighter will lose a big fight like that, it happened to Joshua too, right? And Anthony Joshua, like you lose that big fight and then you kind of got to find yourself again. I honestly don't feel like Ramirez has re-found himself, even though he's not that old, bro.
I mean, Joshua to me just he doesn't have a chin. Like I just don't think he
Who's
could.
that? Joshua?
Yeah, as far as like you bringing up Joshua, I just think Joshua's problem is he can't take the punches. And
No, but I'm saying like that it was a big setback when he lost, right?
well, I
And
disagree. I disagree because when he came back, even though Ruiz came out of shape, he beat him easily in a rematch. So
he
like he
beat him,
bounced
but
back.
he didn't beat him fighting. He beat him dancing.
Whoa, he beat him boxing.
Yeah, boxing on the back foot.
Yeah, but that's the
But
name of the
after
game.
that, even I'm not even talking about those fights. I'm saying even after that, for like 3 or 4 fights after that, he still didn't have the confidence until more recently when he's been winning. And now he seems like he's got his confidence back. Ramirez, to me, fell into the same kind of category. When he lost to Josh Taylor, I feel like that mentally in his mind, like he hasn't recovered from that yet. I haven't seen it yet in a fight. So maybe this will be the fight where he comes back and he just looks like a beast, bro. Because he used to look like a beast before Taylor. Remember? He was fucking people up.
I mean, I would say this. My counter to that would be I think it would be more on the side of Devin just doesn't have it anymore versus Ramirez looking like a beast. Um,
Well, I don't think. Why would you say Devin doesn't have it anymore?
no, I'm saying if a Ramirez goes out there and beats him, dogs him out, because I don't think a Devin who never lost to Ryan would ever lose to Ramirez. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if he gets beat up, I just think Devin's done. He doesn't have it anymore.
Hmm. It's an interesting theory.
You got to understand.
I don't know if I'd agree with that, but you
I
know.
mean, we've seen it throughout the history of boxing several times. You have good fighters, they take one loss, and it's like the mystique is gone, and they never come back from that one loss. They just
Right.
downhill
That's
from
what I
there.
was just saying about Ramirez and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
but that's what I'm saying. Like Devin, he got beat bad, even though it doesn't exist. He got beat bad. Like he got beat
You're talking
the
about the Ryan
worst.
Garcia thing?
What's that?
Hold on, my son's saying something. 1 second, bro.
Yeah.
What's up, buddy? Good night, bro. All right, sure. Yeah. So Devin, I mean, do you count that with the PEDs and all that?
Well, here's my problem, right? There's a lot of weird shit that goes around that. Like, I'm all against drug cheats, right? But you have to understand something. There's a lot of shit around that makes me raise my eyebrows. One, Devin passed 4 drug tests prior to failing. Okay, he took 4 drug tests. Now
Wait. Devin or Ryan?
Ryan took 4 drug tests for
Ryan took.
passing.
Okay,
Yeah,
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 because
yeah,
you said Devin. All right.
yeah. My bad. Ryan passed 4 drug tests. Okay, prior to the one he failed. Now we know 2 weeks out from the fight, he was 100% clean because that's the last drug test that he passed. So, what he took doesn't even help you until you get past 2 weeks. Ostrine, in order for you to get any effects from it, it takes a little over 14 days for you to really start feeling the effects of it. So, he took something that wouldn't even help him. Number two, before he failed the drug test, Devin Haney's brother put out a video saying, I know Ryan's going to fail the drug test. That's weird. Number three, Victor Conte did an interview and he said, I don't care if somebody spiked Ryan's toothpaste with Osterine, he failed. Now that's weird to me that you would say if somebody spiked his toothpaste and then he smiles weird at the camera. Number three,
This will
Ryan
be.
didn't get suspended for
You already
Osterine.
did number 3. This would be number
Or
4.
number four, I'm sorry. Number four, Ryan didn't get suspended for Osterine. He got suspended for not releasing what he was taking, the supplements. He didn't disclose all the supplements he was taking, and that's why he got suspended. Osterine had nothing to do with the suspension. So the whole thing is weird to me. Then, whenever you take into account that Victor Conte, by his own admission, is the one that introduced VADA to boxing, it's just all weird to me. It's just the whole situation is weird. It's very weird. Had Ryan not passed 4 drug tests, and the last one being 2 weeks before the fight, I would be like, okay, he took 2, he failed 2. But it's just weird after he mollywops the dude, all of a sudden he pops hot. It's just the whole thing is just weird to me. It doesn't pass the smell test. It just, with other fighters, we see them fail, whether it be Conor Ben, Gerald Miller. It just doesn't come out the blue like that. So, and they don't pass several before they fail. So the whole situation just seems very weird.
Hmm. Well, I can understand where you're coming from, dude. But at the end of the day, it goes down in history as he popped dirty. You know what I'm saying? So we can explain it all we want, but 20 years from now, when people are looking back at this, they're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, the guy, you know, got disqualified for taking drugs."
I hear what you're saying,
Yeah,
but
what's
between,
on paper, what's on paper is gonna stay on paper.
I got you. I
Yeah.
got you. And it is what it is. But what I'm saying is, like when you ask me, do I believe Canelo popped hot for clenbuterol because of a steak? I'm gonna tell you no all day. I don't believe it personally. I don't believe it.
I don't either. I think he was using that shit for a
When
purpose.
you tell me Jared Miller got caught with everything under the sun, I believe it. But I just have a hard time believing that Ryan was doing it and passed so many drug tests all the way up to 2 weeks out from the fight.
Well, I mean, look, you live in New York, correct?
Georgia.
Georgia, I'm sorry, but you're from New York.
Yeah.
Uh, Over here, look, Ryan lives around these parts where I'm, around. I wouldn't put it past him to be using anything, bro. That dude's a wild motherfucker.
I don't put
He
it
be,
past I don't put it past any fighter to be doing something
yeah,
illegal.
but over here, bro, like he parties a lot. I mean, he has a reputation around these parts. So I mean, when you tell me he popped for this or that, like I'd be like, all right, well, maybe he thought he could get away with it, you know? These guys, they're making so much money. They have people around them telling them, okay, if you do this right here, right here, right here, right here, you're gonna pass the test. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. Am I right?
No, with 4 tests, he would have got popped before 2 weeks before the fight. They would have found it. I highly doubt he would have got away with passing 4 tests. Um, my thing is this: if he was clean 2 weeks out from the fight and he wanted to cheat, why would he cheat with something that would give him no advantages because he wouldn't have been taking it long enough?
But how do you know he didn't get away with it on the first four where they timed it out right?
I just
And,
don't. Well, no, you're not going to be able to time it out right because he wouldn't be able to take it because the first 4 were all within a couple of weeks of each other.
I'm not so sure about that, bro. I think these guys have people with them that know how the testing works. They try to fucking time it out just right so they can get the advantages without getting caught. And sometimes, it doesn't work out that way, bro. And he got caught at the last minute. So what? Like whether he did or didn't, it goes down in history that the guy. What did it go down as? Did they make it a no contest or what?
No, it doesn't even exist.
They just wiped it off the planet.
Yep.
The fight, like it never happened. But wouldn't that be a no contest?
No, a no contest is actually on your record. This ain't even on either one of their records.
Oh, so they just fucking wow. I never
Yeah,
heard of that before.
it's like
That's
it.
weird.
Yeah,
That's more weird to me than anything else you said.
like I'm gonna check their box rec right now, but I'm almost positive that it just disappeared.
Wow.
Yeah, there's no contest on Ryan's record
Wow.
because like people don't realize it, but in boxing you have win, loss, draw, and then if you have a no contest, there's a fourth bracket that shows up for your no contest. So he doesn't have anything on here that says no contest in his actual record.
Huh. Very strange. Yeah. But look, we could talk about it all day long, but we don't really know, bro. These motherfuckers are out here doing whatever the fuck they're doing, and we can't really control that.
Hey,
I don't like
Virtuoso, jump on the
cheating. I
panel.
don't like cheating. Look, to me, regardless of the cheating, right? Let's just look at Ryan and his boxing ability. When he fought Tank, I thought that was at that time the biggest test of his career. You agree?
Not really.
You didn't think Tank was his biggest test up to that point?
I thought it was a stupid fight that he could not win because they killed him on the scale.
Okay, but regardless of that, that was the biggest fight of his career up to that point. Am I wrong?
I mean, in my personal opinion, if you want to say it was his biggest fight because of the notoriety, I'll say yes. But if you want to talk about like biggest fight in the ring, I disagree because it was a fight he could never win. because his body took too much damage from not being able to rehydrate and dropping the weight. Like they killed him on the scale. It was a stupid fight. He should have never took it.
Yeah, but he took it, not you. Him.
I know, and I picked him to get stopped because of the weight drain.
Right, but up until that point, that was the biggest fight in his career, right?
On paper, yes.
Why on paper? I mean, in reality, that was the biggest fight of his career up to that point.
In reality, he was a zombie in the ring. So if you don't come
Okay,
to the
I
ring,
understand what you're saying, that he was at a disadvantage because of the weight and all that shit. I'm saying the biggest fight in his career in terms of notoriety, his career, right? In general, in his career, that was the biggest fight, right?
I would say Devin Haney's a bigger fight when he fought him, but I mean, because it was a
But
fair fight.
but
But
what I said was up until that point. Dog, you're so
like I
argumentative.
said, I agree with you all day. On paper,
Swear to
yes.
God.
On
Wow.
paper, yes.
Yes, on paper. Okay, fine. On paper. He didn't look good in that fight, bro. He looked sloppy in there, bro.
He was
What
dead.
the fuck was he doing?
He was dead.
He was dead, but he also wasn't fucking fighting good. Like,
How do you
you
fight
know,
good when you're dead?
even if you're dead, you got a couple rounds in you, bro. I
He
could
did
go
have
six
he
rounds.
did. He
I could
stunned the
go
shit
six
out.
rounds right now.
He stunned the shit out of Tank early in the fight, and then he got caught being sloppy.
I didn't see that. I saw him falling in, uh, grappling like with the stronger, younger, shorter guy.
I
Like, come on,
mean,
bro.
it's easier to be stronger when you're 100% and the other dude is weight drained. And
Right,
Ryan,
but
Ryan,
but remember,
Ryan is
he
younger than
agreed to
Tank.
that. So if you agreed to fight me, Tony, at 190 pounds, and you would like you agreed to that, is then your excuse if you lose that you agreed to fight at 190 pounds?
What I'm telling you is, if I fought you at 190 pounds, you would beat my ass because I would be dead by the time I got to the ring,
Right,
regardless if
but
I
you if you agreed to it though, you still lose.
right. But you got to understand something. Ryan,
It's a silly
no.
perception
Listen to
because
me,
you're
Hablo.
probably like
No. Listen
250.
to what I'm about to tell you. Right? I would lose. However, every single person around Ryan, from B Hop to Oscar, etc., were all telling him, do not take the fight. Do not agree to the rehydration. Do not agree to go to 136, a weight that you can no longer make. Don't do it. Everybody who had experience in fighting told him, if you do this, you will lose before you ever get into the ring. Him being young and dumb did not listen. But do you know what he says now? I'll never do that again. I'll never cut weight to a weight I can't make. I'll never do a rehydration clause again. I will never let it happen again. Why? Because he thought he was better than what he was, and he thought he could overcome something that he just couldn't overcome, and that's being killed on the scale.
I mean, yeah. Look, you're making a lot of excuses for Ryan. A lot of them, bro.
It's not an excuse, it's a fact.
Between the PEDs and him losing a fucking tank badly. Okay, so let's say he was drained and he couldn't fight. He couldn't move. Like, come on, bro. You're gonna go in there and try something though. I mean, he looked like an ass, bro, when he fucking went down and he just stayed down. And,
Hablo,
and, and the guy counted to 8 and then he jumped up and he looked fine.
Hablo. I would look like ass if I fought you with 190 pounds.
Probably, but that's speculation, dog. We've seen it with him.
No, it
The
ain't
kid,
speculation.
the
I'm
kid.
telling you. I'm
I'm
telling you.
trying to find out what it is about
Hablo,
Ryan. Wait.
Hablo,
Let me ask you
Hablo.
this. Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
What is it about Ryan that you like so much? I don't see it. I don't see the talent like you do.
I didn't say I liked him. When did I say I like Ryan?
Well, you're making excuses for him and the PEDs and the fucking tank laws. So I'm trying to figure out why you like him so much.
I mean, I don't understand how I'm making an excuse when the whole commission board didn't find him at fault for PEDs. I mean, that's just the fact of the matter. He was never found at fault.
They erased the fight from existence, and
They erased the fight, not due to Washington.
clearly there was some kind of drug
Yes.
test that was failed,
No.
right?
They ended up erasing it because he did not disclose supplements that he was taking. But Osterine had nothing to do with it. Like, you could literally go Google it.
I don't know. I don't follow that shit as closely as you do, brother.
I'm just telling you, like, when it came down to the brass tacks, Osterine had nothing to do with it. Got him for him failing to disclose everything he was taking.
Okay, but isn't that a violation?
I mean, it's a violation, but that doesn't mean he was doing something illegal.
Well, not disclosing what you're taking
Like,
is
let
a
me give you an example,
violation.
right? Let me give
That's
you an
illegal.
example. Let me give you an example. If I'm going into a fight, right? And let's say I'm taking a multivitamin and I don't disclose that I'm taking a multivitamin, technically, if they found out I took that multivitamin without telling them, I would be disqualified from the fight. However, that
But
multivitamin,
only
wait. That
hold on, but only
multivitamin,
if something in
hold
that
on. Let me
multivitamin
finish my
was on the
statement.
banned substance list.
That multivitamin would have gave me no edge.
I'm just saying, only if that multivitamin that you took was
No,
on the
Hablo, that's
banned,
not how it works.
something was in there that was on the banned substance list.
No, that's not how it works. When you go into a fight, you have to disclose every supplement you're taking, whether it's legal or not. Of course, you wouldn't do it if it's not, but every legal substance, you still have to disclose it prior to the fight. You have to let them know what you're taking.
Right. You're supposed to do that. Yes.
But what I'm saying is you cannot disclose something legal that gives you no edge, and you can be in a violation off something that's completely legal.
Right, but
That's why
he popped dirty for something illegal though, bro.
yeah, but the problem is when it came down to the ruling in the commission, they said it was such a minute amount that it would have gave him no edge. So it was not counted against him.
But then why take it?
According to him, he never took it. According to the 4 drug tests 2 weeks prior before the fight, he never took it. Again, here's my thing. I'm not capping and I'm not saying for Ryan that he's an angel or a saint. All I'm saying is you could say all of this and then you could overlook that Devin works with fucking Victor Conte, and we know his history, and we know he's made statements that you'd be dumb if you get caught on a drug test because all you have to do is change a couple of molecules and you can get away
Right.
with taking
No, that was
anything.
Angel Heredia that said that.
What's that?
That was Angel Heredia that said that. If you change 1 or 2 molecules, you could get away with anything.
Pretty sure Victor said the same thing. I could be wrong.
Possibly, but Victor is not a chemist. Someone gave Victor the clear, bro. Like, he didn't fucking come up with that shit.
I don't believe that dude should be allowed anywhere near sports, period.
Probably not. Probably not. But I think he's under more scrutiny than almost anybody else. I don't think. Look, I put it this way: I don't think Snack is using anything fucking fucked up. If he's doing anything fucked up, it's behind the scenes. It's not part of Snack.
I don't know if they are or not. But what I'm saying is if somebody's a known thief, you don't leave $1,000 on the table with nobody else in the room around them.
Unless you're an idiot.
Right. So why would you let the guy in the sport?
Well, boxing is the bargain basement of sports, bro. I mean, that's where he fits in, bro. I mean, he can't do Olympics no more. Like, they're not going to let him do that. You know, him or Heredia. Those 2 guys are the biggest fucking scandalous motherfuckers on earth.
They're not
But I'll
going to
put
let
it.
him do anything but
Getting
boxing.
back to Ryan, let me put it this way, bro.
All right, hold on, Hablo. After you finish that thought, we got to let Teach talk because he just been sitting on the panel.
Hey, what's up, Teach? Sorry, brother. I'll make a final statement real quick about Ryan. Ryan has a horrible reputation around my parts where I live of being a party animal, a druggie, not a solid citizen. And so, you keep on wanting to give him the benefit of the doubt. I kind of don't want to give him the benefit of the doubt. I still think he'll probably beat Rolly because Rolly's, semi retarded. But, I don't think Ryan's that far off from being semi retarded like Rolly. And who knows? Maybe they'll both pop 30. But Ryan, he's a problem child. I don't give him the benefit of the doubt. Once someone does something like that I don't like I'm looking at him. It's just like anything else, bro. You violate once, I'm gonna look at you. And Ryan doesn't deserve any fucking benefit of the doubt and arguing like you're doing for him, Tony, in my
Yeah, but
opinion.
Hablo,
Sorry,
Devin,
Teach.
Devin tried to jump LT at a circus, but you don't give him no fuck for that.
Yeah, but Devin's a clean fighter.
Yeah, but he tried to jump LT at the circus. Why you don't bring that up?
Bro, LT will feed that motherfucker to the fucking
All
lions,
LT was
bro.
doing was excuse me, I said circus, I meant fair. All LT was doing was eating some cotton candy, and Devin ran up on him with like 5 people, and
I
LT,
saw that shit, bro. That was not
yeah.
fucking fair, bro.
And you know
Dude,
what's so
he
crazy,
fucking
LT?
caught me. He caught me like out of nowhere, like, you know what
And
I
you didn't
mean?
even know he hit you because it was a soft
No,
to what
bro.
you ever
I
felt.
was like, I was already on the ground, bro. Like, I just opened my eyes already on the ground, and like 5 dudes like around me and shit, like bitches, bro.
But hey, Teach, go ahead and talk. You've been on here the longest without saying nothing.
Yeah, man. I just saw you live and just clicked the link. So I thought you guys were talking about the fights earlier. Did you guys make predictions or something yet?
Yeah, I did.
All right. So for me, I mean, who I have winning pretty much is I got Tio beating Barbosa. I got Rolly beating Ryan because I just want Rolly to win, and I got Devin beating Jose Ramirez.
So me
Oh,
and you only agree on one.
which one?
Devin. I got Ryan beating Rolly, and I got Barboza outpointing Tio.
All right. Um, man, Barbosa, like all of the fights that he had, I mean, he hasn't impressed me at all. Like none of his fights. So I don't know why people think like he could actually beat Tio. I mean, I
Well,
get that people don't like Tio's attitude, but the dude is a skilled fighter, though.
yeah, but you got to understand, Barboza just beat the real undisputed champion of 140 in Catterall because
Yeah,
Catterall should have been undisputed. He was robbed. He was
yeah,
robbed in broad daylight, and Barboza just gave him his first loss. To me, that win right there is better than anything Tio's done at 140.
but Tony, how did the fight look though?
It looked
Like
like all of Barboza's fights boring.
exactly. So that's what I'm saying.
But the name of the game isn't exciting. It's
Mhm.
winning.
Yeah, I guess
How did
he's
Tio
getting.
cut off the
He
ring?
hasn't lost yet, so yeah.
How does he cut off the ring?
Yeah, Tio is pretty bad at that, man. Like when he has to go after somebody, he's pretty bad. But
And you realize Barboza doesn't come forward. He fights off the back foot.
I mean, I think he was fighting on the front foot a little bit versus Jack Catterall. I mean, both of them were trying to counter each other, which made the fight boring. But
Okay.
I think he was the one doing most of the stepping in that fight.
It was two back-footed fighters fighting each other. That's why it was so boring. And Barboza, it took him like 7, 8 rounds before he started actually stepping to Catterall.
Mm,
Like it was like you said, it was just like it looked like two people in front of a PlayStation when they walk away and the characters are just bouncing in front of each other doing nothing. That's what the
mm.
fight looked like.
But I want to say this though. I went to that open workout that they did, and I was mostly impressed with Jose Ramirez at that time. I mean, he was punching, man. Like you could hear his shots like echoing in the center. So hey, he looks like he's in shape and he's ready. So we'll see how he handles Haney.
I just feel like if Haney is 100% and not shell shocked, it should be an easy night.
Yeah, we'll see about that. But yeah, I got Haney though. I mean, people keep predicting knockout for Haney, and it's like, when are they ever gonna learn, man? Like he hasn't gotten a knockout in a while. But
I got Haney by knockout, 10th to 12th
really,
round. Yeah.
Yo, bro,
you're aiming high, all
strike
right?
him in, bro.
Listen, Ramirez
Has
look like a
Ramirez gotten
granddad.
knocked down before? Has he gotten knocked down before?
Here's the thing. Ramirez against Barboza, he looked old. He looked sluggish. He looked slow. He looked tired by the end of the fight. If Devin is what he once was, he should be able to beat him down, tire him out, and in the last 4 rounds, just put it on him.
Listen, bro, I got a counter for that. If Ramirez comes back, bro, like who he
Say
was,
Ramirez again. Say Ramirez again.
Jose Ramirez, bro.
Ramirez.
If Jose Ramirez comes back, bro, like he used to be, bro, forget about it. Devin Haney ain't. So that's the tricky part about that fight, bro. Is who's showing, like if who what Devin Haney showing up and what Ramirez is showing up. You know what I mean? Like that's the tricky part about that fight. But if you ask me, bro, I got all the underdogs in this card, bro. I got Barbosa, I got Ramirez, and I got Romero. So all with the R's, bro. Got them all.
LT, you realize if you're right, this will be the biggest upset card in the history of boxing.
Yes, dude. Put some $20 on it, bro, on the parlay, bro. Put $20 on the parlay, bro. Cause yo, bro, like if you think about it, if you're trying to make a little bit of money and you want to play, you want to have some fun with the odds, bro, and you want to entertain the idea. Listen, Ryan hasn't fought in more than a year. And Rolly has been kept busy, bro. You know what I mean? That dude, ring rust is actual, and it's an actual thing. We know this. Same with Devin Haney. Devin Haney, like it's we know this, bro. Ring rust is an actual thing, bro. And with Barbosa, bro, bro, we've seen Teofimo struggle against boxers, bro. I think Barbosa can do the same. You know what I mean, bro? Like, I'm not sure if fucking Teofimo has learned the craft of cutting down the fucking ring and pressuring you into fucking submission. I'm not sure if he hasn't learned that craft yet. You know what I mean? Like, if you can really entertain these ideas, bro, and I actually see it, I could see it happening. Like if Ryan Garcia shows up and tries to put his ass again, like how he did with fucking Duarte, like he was doing the Devin Haney role or whatever the fuck you want to call it, the gay role or whatever the fucking names they have for it, right? You know what I mean? Like, yo, dude, forget about it, bro. like you know what I mean? Rolly does hit strong. If the best Rolly shows up, let me say like if the best Rolly, like the one that fought Tank Davis, shows up, yo, bro, this is gonna be a good fucking fight, and I could see it give it to him. Let's say he already learned the lesson of I'm not gonna get caught. Like you know what I mean. I'm not gonna follow on it playing possum because that's what Tank did. He played possum, he's hurt, and Rolly here it comes, right, like a fucking retard, boom, and gets caught, doesn't wake up anymore. So if he learned that lesson, bro, I could see it. I definitely can see these three dudes winning, the three underdogs. So I'm rooting for the underdogs, bro. You know what I mean? I'm rooting for the underdogs. So shout out to the promo. I love the fucking promo, bro. Made me want to eat some nachos while I was watching that shit. So shout out to Hoplo, bro. I haven't seen Hoplo on a fucking panel, bro. And I thought, like, let me join the panel just because of fucking Hoplo, bro. Fuck him, bro.
I gotta watch that promo. Yeah, but I'm hoping Rolly
It's
lands
pretty
that
good, bro.
win.
It's pretty good, bro. You'll like it.
LT,
El T.
¿qué te pasa, cabrón? ¿Quieres hablar conmigo?
Ow! Hoplo.
LT, ¿qué
I'm
está
here.
pasando?
So yeah, man. Give me the 3 underdogs in that card, bro. I'm hyped. I'm hyped, bro. I'm gonna tell you how hyped I am, bro. Cause like I could see these three dudes winning. So this is like actually a pay per view event. This is an actual pay per view event, bro. Since when have we seen an actual pay per view event, bro? Like within I don't know, like the last pay per view event I've seen, like that was worthy pay per view.
Well, I would say all the Turkey's cards because he always has big names.
Not all of them, but yeah, like not. I mean, not the last crescendo. Like I didn't, you know what I mean? Like, so it would have been on like back in the '80s or back in the '90s. Would have been on regular ass TV, right? The one with the Hispanic night that they did on Saudi Arabia, that wasn't either. The one with Bud Crawford and Madrimov, and you know what I mean. Like Canelo hasn't had a real pay per view event. Like even in this fight, he's not having a real pay per view event. You know, if it is pay per view, but it's not pay per view worthy, bro. And
Yeah,
I
it's like
feel
$80.
right, exactly, bro. So I feel honestly, I feel that this Rolly Romero and this card is actually a pay per view worthy. Like here goes my $59. Fuck you. Let me watch it, right? And of course, I'm gonna watch the Canelo fight. But I'm in the border, bro, so I get like Mexican signals and shit, bro. Still, you know what I mean? I get like all I do is just pull out the antenna and I'm bombing, you know what I mean? I'm good to go, bro, with the narration of Julio Cesar Chavez and Barrera and all those legends, bro. I'm
Do
good
they
to
speak
go,
in
bro.
English or Spanish?
No, they're speaking when I get the antenna, bro. So okay, so let me give it a little bit explanation just to make it more clear. So in Mexico, there is no law of like your signal, right? So let's say you say, you know what, I want to have a radio station, and these dudes like built the fucking I don't know, built the fucking antenna, right, to throw their waves. Right in Mexico, there's no law where your signal can't go past this. No, not in Mexico, bro. So, like TV Azteca, Televisa, they have the money, so they built the biggest fucking antennas out there, whatever you guys call it. What is it? The tower? What is it? Antenna tower or whatever the fuck?
Yeah.
They built the biggest tower, bro, and so they can capture all Mexico, right? So that since their tower's that big, bro, I'm getting that shit, dude. I get it, like me. Like I want to say maybe San Antonio gets a little bit of the wave, maybe, but we get it. Like I get like every Mexican channel like that's out there, the radio station. Like I get there's no like that. They're bumping, bro. They're bumping. So when I watch the Canelo fight, I'm watching in Spanish with the narration because they put their own narrators, right? They put Julio Cesar Chavez, they put Barrera, and bro, when they talk, dude, like they talk like they're talking with like if me and you are talking, like if we were homeboys and shit, you can then this is why it's so entertaining when you hear them talk boxing, right? Because they're talking to each other like if they're homeboys, like chingada madre, no me pinche güey pendejo, y lo pescaron, ay babosos. You start hearing those, y es que lo que le falta, you know what I mean? So you start hearing like. Y ahí viene, y la mete. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're watching soccer, but in boxing. So it's pretty good, man. I love that shit. So yeah,
Yeah, I would love to listen to them commentate, but I don't understand Spanish, so I'd be lost in translation. But I can see because they were both great boxers, so it'd be great content.
definitely, bro.
Tony
What
no
I don't like
entiende
is like
español. Tony no
a lot
entiende.
of
You
these
know, bro.
a lot of these commentators they ain't never fought before in their life, and to me
Do,
it'd be
do you
more
speak
boring.
Italian, Tony?
I'm not Italian.
Oh, I thought you were.
Yeah, me too, bro. Who the fuck names themselves Tony if you're not Italian?
Exactly.
I predate the Italians.
So what are
Oh,
you like Jewish?
Greek? Greek?
Greek is correct.
Oh, oh.
Griego. Do you speak?
Griego.
Do you speak Greek?
No.
Little.
Oh, you do?
I mean, very little.
Mm. Well, let me give you something for you, bro. I love the movie 3000 Spartans or 300 Spartans. It was a great movie. Great credit to y'all. And
That's 300.
the 300,
300 is
yeah.
the name.
Shout out to the 300. Great credit to the
Thermopylae.
Greeks.
That was the Battle of Thermopylae. Yeah.
Yeah, they're great for shit. Shout out to the Greekers going out there and I don't know,
Tony,
Spartans.
when you beat someone up, do you say, "This is Sparta"?
Yeah, that should be Tony's catchphrase too.
Shit, Tony. Fucking
Like
Tony.
every time Tony ends a panel, like when you come, like Tony, like when you come off of Two Senses panel after you cook somebody, you said this is Sparta.
Just yell it randomly.
You get it randomly.
Like I just kicked the motherfucker down a well. What's going on, Virtuoso? How
I
you
can see
doing?
Tony doing that.
What's good,
This
Tony?
is
Ah.
Sparta.
Yo, I heard you guys were talking about Box Azteca, bro. Yo, listen, I saw that Munguia versus Saras fight through that feed, bro.
Uh-huh.
And I have to say, bro, it was so fun, listening to those guys with Cesar
Right.
Chavez, man. Up until that knockout, then it sounded like a funeral.
Yeah,
How is it
you see
after a
Julio
match?
Cesar Chavez expression like like he touching his forehead like
He was so disappointed, but yo, listen, he got to get that win back, bro. This is no
Yeah,
way.
he has to, bro. He has to.
Other than that fight, that's the only thing I'm interested in that Saudi card. Canelo, listen, man, I put 100 on Canelo stopping this dude, bro. This skull guy, he ain't shit, bro.
He ain't shit. I don't know, bro. I've only seen like one fight from that fucker, I think.
He was terrible.
Yeah. I don't know how the fuck, dude.
The main
I
fight that I'm
mean,
tuning into is the Mungia because I like Mungia. So I mean,
William Skull coming with that Cuban style though. It's caused Canelo
Yeah,
issues in
I
the
love that
past.
Cuban style,
Yeah.
bro. It's like it's points fighting, man. Like, um, it's not built around aggression or inflicting damage. It's more of an amateur heavy style.
Yeah,
Um,
but Lara gave Canelo everything he could handle.
right.
He was finding it very hard to land on him.
Yeah, man. But again, it's like it's points fighting. It's around that philosophy, hit, don't get hit. I'm gonna try to outbox you and shit, but you gotta be able to hurt the guy to be able to win rounds, bro. Because it's very hard to like win rounds against Canelo unless you're like a Bivol who basically just neutralizes his aggression. Which listen, I gave Lara credit for doing that, but Canelo get he still gets his he still earns a shot. Is what I'm saying. He's very crafty boxer himself.
Definitely. Definitely, man. One of the things that is really like interesting, like we need to see where the fuck Canelo's at, bro. Like if we're gonna gauge, like if we're really trying to give Crawford like a good chance, or if some people watch
We're
Crawford
not.
and some people like watch Crawford and then give him a chance. This is a fight where we need to gauge Canelo where the fuck he's at. You know what I mean? Okay, is he older? Is he old yet? Is he, you know what I mean? Like, is he getting there? Is his
Yeah.
feet slow? Right. Because remember, Crawford is a lighter dude, the smaller dude. So he's definitely going to have the faster feet. So, right. And I think he's probably even going to move faster than fucking the Cuban dude, Skull. If, I don't know, bro. Hopefully, right? Hopefully, because I
LT.
would think that
LT.
that's the advantage. I would think that's
LT.
the advantage, but and
Let,
that's
let
where I
me
want
let
to
me
gauge
explain
at.
something to you, LT, real fast. Hold on. I don't mean to cut you off, but I gotta
Nah,
cut
you
you off.
good, bro. Fuck you.
No, listen to me real fast. Canelo was gonna beat Crawford like that gorilla would beat 100 men. Like it ain't gonna be a challenge. He gonna walk right the fuck through him. There's gonna be nothing Crawford can do. Crawford is gonna get so beat up. It's gonna be ridiculous when you're watching it.
Yeah, bro. Bro, I wanted to ask about that. Has it happened? Like 100 members of Gorilla, or is just something that's just
Nah,
going
it's just some
around?
bullshit on TikTok and
Right, because I've been
IG.
hearing that shit. So my question is, bro, are the 100 men just like with no weapons, just
No
surf.
weapons,
No
bare hands,
weapons.
bare
I'm
feet.
gonna be honest, bro. I'm gonna be honest. Right now, I can tell you, bro. Yo, dude, the first 30 dudes are dead. Just so you know.
All them dudes are dead.
Yeah, I don't know if all them dudes are dead, cause a gorilla will leave. Um, right, he's gonna see will leave, but the first 30 dudes are dead. You're talking about canines about I
Let
don't
me
know
ask you
one
something,
two. You're
LT.
talking about canines about 4 to 5 inch thick canines and
It's got a
when the
stronger. It's got a
yeah, no,
stronger
dude,
bite than a
forget the
lion.
strength. Forget the strength. That's just right. Let's just go the first three. Let's just go the first 30 guys that are gonna try to surround him and get forward. Right. So the first 30 dudes are dead, and forget the strength. The moment they get close, as soon as he grabs them, he's gonna bite them and throw them away. Bite them, throw them away. Bite them, throw them away. Remember, gorillas, bro, they almost don't have any fucking necks. So their neck is like I don't know, dude. Like their neck basically connected to their shoulders, bro. You know what I mean? Like all that, bro. They got like 4 or 5 times the Mike Tyson neck, bro. You know what I mean? Like it's ridiculous.
LT, I have
So
a
you won't
question
be
for
able
you.
to muscle them. You won't be able. They're gone, dude. Just so you know. And the more
LT,
and the other people start coming, bro, the gorilla's just gonna take off.
LT, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Could 100 crickets kill you?
Depends on what crickets, bro.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, yeah. There's crickets that are poisonous. I don't know if you know that.
Oh man, listen, I just have one question. Are all those 100 dudes attacking all at once?
Well, you can't. 100 people can't attack at one time. So you only so many people could attack one target at once. But at the end of the day, there's I'm there's nothing a person could do to hurt it.
Yeah,
That's the issue. You're not like there's not a man alive physically strong enough to hurt the gorilla. So if you can't hurt it, I don't care how many of you there are. He's just going. You gotta understand. If that motherfucker slaps you, you're dead. If he touches you, it's over. He's one shotting, and you're not even hurting him.
yeah,
So
because they said I heard a similar thing with like, oh, who would win between a gorilla and 20 Brock Lesnar's? That's like,
The gorilla,
yeah,
like
gorilla, dude.
people don't. I don't think people realize how fucking big a gorilla is.
yeah,
Gorillas, on average, right? They're only 5'8". They're short. However,
They
they
weigh
weigh
a ton. They weigh like
550 pounds of pure muscle.
nah, bro. You're talking about that's a juvenile, bro. You're talking about like if you really want to make it even, you really want to make it nice. You're talking about the head of the clan, a
Well,
silverback, right?
the
The bull, right? You're talking about the silverback, which once they become the silverback, their like natural instinct makes them grow bigger. So you're talking about 800 and 900 records out of a
nah,
thousand, right?
the biggest gorilla on record was only 6'6", around 700 pounds.
Really,
Yeah,
seven
that's
hundred?
yeah. Gorillas aren't that tall. They normally only around 5'8".
No, no, I'm talking about 700. You said 700 pounds?
Yeah, he was 6'6", 700 pounds.
Hmm.
So
If
let
you
me
put that, if you put that 6'6" gorilla 700 pounds against 100 men, I don't care what men you get, they're all dead.
let me ask you guys this question: a silverback, a lion, and a grizzly bear. Who wins?
Grizzly.
Of
Uh,
course, grizzly
a silverback, a lion, or a bear?
or grizzly bear. Yeah,
So, the bear naturally wrestles, bro.
It,
exactly.
Yeah.
it is and
The
it's
bear is the
also
one that really fights.
you got an animal that's 1,600 pounds. Like it's not losing. The size difference, like a lion only weighs about 500 pounds.
Yeah, because they're built different, bro. They're built for different arenas. You know what I
And
mean?
then
Different
I
environments.
think
I
a
mean,
lion will kill a gorilla because
yeah,
the thing about a gorilla is it doesn't have claws like the lion or the bear, so it's going to be at a big disadvantage because all they got to do is slice it and it's over.
I don't know, bro. No, dude. Nah, dude. No, it's not like that either. Nah, bro. You're talking about. So, see, in that scenario, it would be a gorilla from the Congo, bro. That's what I'm telling you,
But
bro.
they
Those
don't
dudes
have
are.
claws.
They don't know, but those dudes are bigger, bro. That's why I'm
It
telling
don't
you, like,
matter. LT, let me ask you a
the Congo
question.
gorillas, the Congo, those are a different breed. Like
LT, let me ask you a question. Okay. If I give you a samurai sword, do you think Brock Lesnar is beating you?
shit, bruh. I need to learn how to use that fucking sword.
I'm
That
saying
thing,
if you're
bro.
an expert.
Nah, but I'm fucking that dude up.
Exactly. That's what they're bringing to the fucking table. They've got 5 samurai swords on each hand.
Right. So no. So okay, bro. So the thing is with the tiger, bro. But this is the thing with a lion, bro. A lion and a gorilla. Uh, it's really. So the gorilla's gonna try to wrestle him, and the gorilla really has really strong fucking. Their skin is thick. Their fur is thick. They're out
Bro,
there being the bush,
their
bro. Their
claws
their
is
their
going through
bones
like
their
butter.
bones are extremely dense. When gorillas fight, like when yo, bro, I'm the head. You know what I mean? I wanna fuck your bitch. You know what I mean? When they're challenging each other, just like the male lions, right? When they're challenging each other, they really go deep, and their skin, their fur, their muscle, that muscle is really, I mean, not the muscle, the density of the bone is really thick, bro. You're talking
Yeah,
about
but
Neanderthal type of shit.
Yeah.
it's that
Will they suffer a lot? Yes. I wouldn't know. I don't think the gorilla would have the like will be that will be able to bite the tiger, but I think we'll be able to like out muscle him and throw him off. But the tiger will be able to like scratch him. If you ask me, that's a stalemate. Honestly, that's a stalemate.
Yeah.
Because the gorilla. Then let me tell you
Mm,
why.
not a
Let me tell you
statement.
why. Let me tell you why. Because it's how it's you want to take about styles. So the lion, right? The lion is an ambush predator. They ambush you, right? They have that energy, the explosive energy. So how is it gonna do that? They don't jump on you with their mouth open. No, they jump on you, right? They try to get on you, and then then they try to get into you on their neck, right? Their neck, and they go for their neck, right? They go for their neck because they strangle their victims. They don't eat them alive. They strangle their victims. They choke them to death, right? The hyenas eat their animals alive, right? They'll go and chip on you and chip on you. That's not the lion. So I'm telling you, it's all about, well, it's different. That they're built different, and so the tiger will be able to scratch and maybe dent the gorilla, but
Mhm.
it won't do that much because their bone density is super thick. Um, that's just how it is. They're super thick, and I don't think the gorilla will be able to push him off and shove him and stuff like that. But I don't think it will be able to actually go into any organ or get into the lion's or like you know what I mean, like get into where it will kill the lion. So that to me is a stalemate if you're asking from a guy that studied animals, right? So
Right.
yeah,
You know
Yeah,
what's an underrated like
I
beast
don't
from
see
the
that as a
primate family
statement.
is a chimpanzee, man. Have you
right.
seen those things hairless, man?
Yeah, man, they
Fucking
look like
ripped,
people.
ripped.
Ripped. Yeah.
This lady like once like I think probably worked in the zoo had her face ripped open.
Yeah.
well, that's what chimps do. They rip your face off, and if you're a male, they rip your dick off.
Fuck.
That when they get mad, that's what they go for. They go for your dick and your face.
Right. Yeah.
Petty motherfuckers.
But I mean, a chimp, you got to think. A chimp is only about like 5'2", 5'4", and only
Hmm.
weighs about 200 to 250 pounds. So even a chimp is nowhere in comparison to a gorilla.
Yeah.
It's just I just there's no way. I don't care who you have out there. That gorilla is just gonna run through them. And then you got to think a gorilla, right? It don't even have to hit you. It could just run into you full speed. They can get up to like 25 miles per hour in
Hmm.
like next to no time. So imagine being ran into by something 550 pounds at 25 miles per hour. You're fucked.
Yeah, man. Gorilla like does do the hammer fist. They do the hammer fist to each other when they fight. They
Yeah,
don't
with both hands.
they don't throw directly, like they don't throw like direct punches, right? Because they don't have the
Hey
legs
guys,
for
I'm
it.
gonna get
They
some
don't.
rest. I'll catch you later.
All
All
right,
right.
good night,
Peace.
T. I'm about to get
Yeah,
off
they
soon.
don't do the like the straight because they have no legs. They do have legs, but not for that, right? So what they do is a hammer. They hammer each other, and and the strength that they're going for. So that's why the gorillas are like their bones are very dense, right? Because they do that to each other, and they're supposed to be able to withstand that shit. So are the chimpanzees. So
Yeah, apes in general, they just carry a lot of muscle and they have really dense bones.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
But Virtuoso, who you got in the fights?
Well, I'm picking the headliners for this one, man. I just want to see the rematch between Devin and Ryan again. I want to see, if Ryan can redeem himself. Cause like, listen, people are talking shit about him, but yeah, he still gets the love from people. They still believe that oh, he's innocent. Well, I think he has an opportunity to redeem himself, man. So I got him versus Rolly. I got Devin decisioning Jose Ramirez. I think Ramirez's legs is not like well equipped to like hang with Haney, because like Haney is he's a mover, bro. Like he's a pure boxer, and he's gonna want to point his opponents. But if he holds up, if he's not like shell shocked like LT says, then he'll be all right. Now Tio, that's the one I'm worried about, that's pretty much gonna lose. Um, I think Barbosa is no joke. He's been wanting to fight Tio, and I think he's motivated to win. You know what? I might even pick him to beat him, because that's the only fight that I see, where there could be an upset. But yeah, uh, that's who I got.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree.
and I
Tio
want to
Tio
get
by far has the hardest fight. He's got the hardest fight by far.
yeah, yeah, Tio. I know, dude. Like I wouldn't. Like even fucking yeah, dude. These dumbasses. But anyways, bro, right? That's what fucking what is it called? That's what Turkey Al-Rashid does for us, right? He puts us really good fights, right? He
Yeah.
gets going, right? So that's shout out
Yeah,
to him.
I just look. I don't understand putting in New York, even though I live here. Like it just felt random. It's ambitious, but it's random. They
I don't
should have been
understand,
they should have been doing this in LA.
but I don't understand putting it in New York and not having it open. Like
Um
nobody can go
I
to the
think
fight.
they're only gonna have like so this is what I imagine, right? So they're gonna have 300 people within a cage, including the ring, and then you can just like pass. You can just like stand outside the cage, which I think that's gonna happen, and
Yeah,
it's gonna be full. So that's how I imagine going. But like the first 300 people, I think they're gonna have their seats, or there might be even on a little, those chairs that are elevated. What is it called? The fucking
yeah. I don't see when I hear 300 seats. I'm thinking it's gonna be a little bit more spaced out for that, because like I don't know if you noticed, but Times Square isn't really all that big in terms of like
nah, it's
like
fucking
width.
small, dude.
It's small, bro. For 300 people,
Yeah,
man, that's got to be like what 50 to 100. Because I've been there, and it's like it's kind of small. It's only one side of the street. Not like it's covering up the whole area. So yeah, it's gonna be open to the public that are passing by, and they have big screens there set up so that people can see. But as
right.
far as the sitting area, that's just gonna be closed off.
Yeah, and how it should be, bro. Like you know what I mean. These dudes are. They don't want no one. Like I wouldn't want like a dude like fucking drunk or some shit, throwing a beer that he didn't even pay a ticket to. You know what I mean? Throwing a beer inside the ring and
Bro,
shit.
bro, this morning a fucking food court vendor got shot.
No, I'm telling you, dude.
That's what you got. Like, yo, you want to do in New York? All right, B. Well, go ahead, man.
Like you're
You
talking
might get,
about New York City, bro.
yeah,
Yeah. Wow.
yeah,
Not
man.
in Bronx, not somewhere else. In New
Nah,
York, New York.
Ryan Times
Yeah,
Square,
in the
man. They have
middle of it.
shootings there before, bro.
Wow.
I mean, I
Yeah.
don't like New York City personally. It's too many people, too small of a place. I don't like the city at all.
I thought
I,
that city was
It's
empty,
too
dude. I thought
congested.
people were leaving the
I don't know
city.
about small, but it's just congested.
it's
Too
not
many
even that it's
people,
too congested. It's too many non-New Yorkers there. It's just a whole bunch of visitors.
tourists.
Like there's more foreigners in New York than there are New Yorkers.
Yeah.
Yo, bro, I thought that city was like being emptied out because the fucking thing were going up in price or whatever. The fucking renting shit.
Yeah. There's still gonna be cars coming in because they wanna make it like Europe, like more pedestrian friendly and all that shit. I'm like, nah, man. If a lot of businesses are there, man, there's gonna be trucks moving in regardless.
There's, bro. I'm not gonna lie, dude. I thought that city was going dead, bro. That's why I thought
Yeah,
like that's why they're
yeah,
doing.
in the pandemic, it felt that way, but
Yeah,
All right, guys, I'm about to end the stream. Before we go, LT, we
yes,
need a
sir.
conspiracy theory. We need some conspiracy to look up. So give me one.
Ah, shit, bro. I had one for you, bro, but I fucking forgot, dude. I remember me
Ah,
wanting to tell you one, but I didn't have the chance.
you know what? I got one for you.
go
Devin
ahead.
isn't getting tested. There you go.
You said what?
Devin isn't getting tested.
I didn't know that. So you wrote that. That's crazy.
Bro, have you seen his pictures lately, bro?
Uh-uh.
And Ryan ain't got no muscle tone, bro. Like, come on, man. You know what time it is.
Yo, bro, I haven't seen the pictures, bro. Can I see them? When was the weigh-in, bro?
Nah, it's tomorrow, but just listen, just go to YouTube and check out the workouts. You'll see Ryan.
I'll look it up. But
All
on
right, man.
that, we gonna end the
Peace.
stream. Thank y'all for hopping on. Y'all have a good night.
All right,
Later.
brother. Peace out.